Autumn is in the air and the overlands beyond Hogwarts. Welcome back to WizardPhD. It's Professor Lynette, and today we're going to look at my first reaction breakdown. I haven't actually watched this all the way through yet for the Autumn ASMR posted by Hogwarts Legacy. All right, already we are looking at some nice potted plants. People live here. I just take a look at this right here. There are thorns or, like the pokey leaves, the ones that hurt you. That's really cool to see. And we have a house. Someone is home. I don't know who, but you see the lights are on. There's a lamppost over here. There appears to be like a little, is that a shed? Or it looks like a little coop, like something I would put chickens in. I don't think I would actually put chickens in there, but if I had a house in the wizarding world, maybe I would have some chickens and they could be, or fire chickens, Wizards Unite style. There are birds. There's a nice little fencing. So this is clearly someone's house. You can see there is a lock that is glowing. It's glowing again. And it might be something we could interact with. Like, are we going to break into somebody's home for the goodies, of course, and for the secrets? That's what I'm talking about. Is there's something in that house. I know it. There's a second house that's nearby. Also, somebody is home. This nice little cobble walkway roundabout. I don't know if there was meant to be a statue right here or if it's just a monument. Flue flame. There's a sighting of a flue flame, so we can fast travel, hop into these people's homes. Another little glowing lock on there that we're gonna break into. And smoke. So for some reason, I was like, why is there chimney smoke? But clearly, witches and wizards use fires, and that smoke has got to go somewhere, right? So we got some black smoke coming out there. It's a very overcast and cloudy day. Is that a star? I think that's a star in the sky. Unless it's something magical, but it looks like I can see it's a glowing, like it's pulsing. I wonder if that is. I don't know what else it would be. And of course, we have Hogwarts. Hogwarts right here, where it looks like it's a stone throws away, but it'll probably take a little bit of time to get from Hogwarts to wherever this location is. There appears to be this coming up the hill sort of pathway. You can see it's sloping down right there. My question for y'all is, who lives here? Is it Hogwarts staff, groundskeeper kind of locations for people to stay at? Then we have this transition into another view where we have some grassy lands here. I'm looking at these blades of grass and potentially weeds, I don't know. It kind of shimmers with the light breeze that's kind of going. You can see in the tree branches also, there's that light breeze that's making it flutter just a little bit. So this is a very peaceful shot. In the background, and we'll see it also on the left-hand side, there appears to be ruins. Like, it's hard for me to tell if this in the middle is a complete building because there appears to be also fencing along the way, so it might be like a hut or someone's house or a place that is fully finished. But as we look on the right, I'm not sure if those are broken off pieces or if it's just too far away to tell. So it might be kind of like a walkway, kind of like just like a driveway, if you will, for lack of a better term, to get into someone's also homely abode, but it's unclear what this building is or what this structure is. There is a flame on the left-hand side, and I can't quite tell. You can let me know what you think. If you think these are ruins, like this is a campground, or if you think this is someone's home. Also, I'll turn the audio up a little bit from the ASMR. I'm trying to figure out what are these? Are these footsteps? What are these noises? Is it us? Is it, we're in the forest, there is a spider web. Is it an acromantula? Or a giant spider with multiple legs? Is it, what could it possibly be? Interjection. Look at the lighting. The light kind of filtering in. Oh, I just love it. And here's our reveal. It's leaping toadstools. Look, okay, they jump pretty high. Not all of them, like that little one goes pretty high. The bigger ones, it's probably more difficult for them to jump, but I thought this was cute. Once I finally figured out what it was, I was like, "Aw, leaping toadstools." For those of y'all who played Harry Potter Wizards Unite, you know we need those leaping toadstools. We need to make Barufios. Maybe. I don't know, but I am looking forward to gathering. I hope that our bag is unlimited so I can gather everything and just hoard it all just in case I need to brew potions, which I will never do because I'm really bad at that in general. I'll also draw your attention. It's kind of hard to miss this. You have the peaceful shot. I loved how the camera transitioned out of it to this ridiculous looking decrepit area where it's just covered in spider webs, and there appeared to be some, I don't know, some food for those giant spiders. Unclear, but they are pretty massive in size in terms of what is in that webbing. Some of y'all think that it could be people like we saw in that Sebastian's Dark Legacy. We saw what appeared to be a person trying to shimmy out of the spider web, but I'm gonna say we'll just wait and see. Is it a person? Is it some other large creature? I don't know, but this looks very ominous on the entire right-hand side. Transitioning into a new shot. Okay, this one's pretty cool looking. We saw a little bit of farmlands in the spring ASMR, and this we see the pathways, we see these are stones that are lining it up, and it also appears to be, this is a farm. You know, there's rows and rows of crops that we can see. You can see pumpkins. You also see Hogwarts. I think Hogwarts is definitely going to be the centerpiece of, from different vantage points of wherever we are, we can look for those peaks, see where is Hogwarts, which direction am I going toward, or am I in relation to Hogwarts. So that's pretty cool to see in the distance, even though I don't exactly know where this is. There is a street marker sign with the whatever these roads are named or whatever directions. It probably says Hogwarts this way, Hogsmeade that way, or something to that effect. Again, just the lighting of this is really, really peaceful with the sounds and everything. It definitely feels like something I'm going to enjoy in the game environment itself. We also see what appears to be a hut on the left-hand side. I'm not quite sure what that is. There's birds flying around as well, but there's also a fire. This seems to me like it could potentially be not necessarily someone's home per se, but kind of a rest site or a location that's for storage or maybe temporary shelter. I'm not sure. You also see there's a pickaxe that's just going by itself and it's mining. It's mining something over there. So I wonder, and there's like little glows that looks like it's a magic spell that kind of makes it keep going. So I want to see what we can gather from here. There's some more of those wheel cogs that we've seen in other ASMR videos that are part of the mining equipment we'll see. And except they're kind of like not really attached. They're kind of just there. So that's why it makes me feel like this is some sort of temporary spot where, okay, maybe some stuff is happening. Maybe some people that are working in the mines come here, and there's definitely more hammers, more pickaxes, more auto magic tools going and mining these materials. So that could be just kind of like a location for the humans, for the witches and wizards who are involved with this to rest. I'll also draw your attention to the left-hand side. On the leftmost pillar, there appears to be, it looks like a glowing arrow to me. It doesn't quite look like a lantern, though it could be. It could just be a lantern at an angle, but it looks like an arrow. Like, I need to go investigate what that is. I'm not sure if those are birds on top of the pillar or just part of the structure, but it's cute. Transitioning on to this shot of, this is clearly part of the castle. I love having the leaves right in front of our face so that we can kind of see the detail in what it looks like. So again, a subtle breeze is making it move, and every shot of this, I'm looking at the lighting and how the light filters through. And I think it's really cool. You can kind of see it go through those different parts. Some of those little, whatever you call those things on the castle, there's probably a proper name for it. Those seem to be broken a little bit, those little tiny rectangles up there. But you can see the light filtering through. You see the sun off in the distance, and we have this really pretty shot going away from the castle with these pretty autumn-colored leaves where they're turning red. We're definitely in the season, and it has the light little sounds of birds just out. Maybe a nice morning. You're drinking your tea and you're just admiring the view. Also, I'm not sure if that's smoke coming out of that little area right there. It kind of appears, and then it's like it kind of dissipates off into the air. So that was an interesting little thing to note. There are these stairs that you can see. Again, very worn a little bit. You have the shrubbery. I believe Boston talked about this in the gameplay showcase that, you know, it's overgrown in the grounds. There's a lot of space, a lot of land to account for, and so you can see that growth in across the way. I'm not sure if that nook has the potential for a flue flame, but that would be a nice spot to kind of fast travel to if I need to be in this area for other exploration. Moving on, wow, lots of falling leaves. We are definitely still on an area where there's a pathway. I see a flag. There seems to be fern-like shrubbery that's on the ground, right? There's so many leaves. I can't believe how many. I'm trying to figure out where are they all coming from, but there's lots of fall vibes going here, autumn vibes going on here. In the far background, there appears to be a cliffside, and I see some water in the background. So I wonder if this is kind of near those waterfalls. Well, there were a couple waterfall shots that we saw before in a previous ASMR. So I wonder if this is on some side of that, because I see the water right there. There's also, you see more of the stone, the cobbliness that's kind of there, but also worn down as well. And here we have a bridge. Ooh, very interesting. So we have this bridge to cross. I wonder if this is, look at this. There's flags all the way down. This tower is really cool. You know that there's going to be cool stuff. This has flags on it, you know? There's like a little wooden area that could be an outlook of sorts. This looks really cool to get there from the bridge. I wonder if there's like another area that we can get to on the other side to reach this. And then there's like an upper part that also appears to have a bridge. So I'm not quite sure where this is exactly, but definitely want to explore what's up there at the top of the tower. Okay, if anyone can make out what the symbol is on that flag that's hanging from this bridge right here, let me know. Moving on, you know, we got this nice arch. I'm surprised this arch is still up when the other parts are fallen down. This also looks really cool. Actually, you see the little arches behind. Those have some wear, but this first one in the front looks really nice. I wonder how many of these spots become enemy camps and how much are just kind of like abandoned and no one is really there. Or maybe there is like a hidden treasure that's back here. It kind of gives me some Breath of the Wild vibes where you find these sort of ruins and it's like, oh, hey, here's a treasure chest. And maybe those chests have special ways of unlocking them. I don't know, I'm just speculating. But this shot is also really, really pretty. You have less leaves, still a lot, but less leaves falling. You have this giant hill looking thing, a lot of rock behind on the left, a lot of rock on the right. There also appears to be stairs going up to somewhere up there. So I'm curious what's behind this structure. You know, the number of leaves that are back there that are falling make me feel like it's a spell. Like, it just feels like a lot of leaves. Transitioning into another angle, it looks like, from what we saw before. Or maybe not. Maybe this is closer to Hogsmeade. Because these have similar plants. We see the pumpkins. We see the wheat-looking things. When I first glanced at this, I was scrubbing through. The movement is a little, like, hypnotizing where it feels a little creepy to me, like, somebody is making this move, and I don't trust it, but I'm gonna let it slide. I think it's just part of the motion that they put in for the game. But we also see a scarecrow-looking thing and those plants over there. We see is that an outhouse? It looks like an outhouse just kind of right there in the middle. But there's also, you see what appears to be Hogsmeade with all the shops, all the rows. So this is probably on the other side of it, where not the side where you come in from Hogwarts, but the other side or a side of Hogsmeade that has just rows and rows of crops for farmland. The slight haziness is also gives me the autumn vibe. So you kind of, it looks a little bit like fog, kind of where the scarecrow is, but also just the haziness in the distance is definitely giving me those vibes. This makes me wonder if there's like a wizarding family that has this farmland that has been passed down for generations. This is not the first time we've seen it. This is the second time we've seen it in this trailer, but we've seen different spots. So is it multiple families that have farms? Is it one or two that are notable? This is what they do for the community. It's really cool. Oh man, I love this. Look at this. So cool having the stone, and the arch is, there's ivy crawling up there. Oh, this is definitely magical. Getting that cozy feel. Lots and lots of leaves. I don't see any leaves falling over here, but this is a more put together path considering all the other stuff that we've seen. So this might be closer to the Hogwarts grounds, or I would imagine so. At least Hogwarts or Hogsmeade, where it's more put together, it's less run down. Maybe it's relatively new, or definitely, I mean, there's still stuff that's growing and overgrown, but at least the stone structures are more put together and not falling apart as we saw in the other sections. For a second, I was like, is that a trap? I think that's just, shrubbery. It's nothing to worry about, but maybe we should be checking for traps as we're walking around. I think that's a light, but for a second, it kind of looks like it's a little glowing graffiti. On the right-hand side. I think it's just the light trickling in. I don't think it's anything special. Oh, here we go. This is a nice pathway leading once again to another building. I'm sure somebody lives. Oh, is this the same building as from the first shot? Is this coming up the hill? Because that would be cool. We'll have to look out for a flue flame. Or perhaps it's like from the other side. Because this is what I'm saying is like, is it just two houses? Oh wait, no. There's 1, 2. There might be a third one. But whoever lives in this little area, it's very, very private. It's not like all sorts of buildings, though I don't really know the wizarding population of Hogsmeade at this current time. But it is smaller. It's less of a bustling, I guess, neighborhood than I thought it would be. Oh, and there is that center little area that I pointed out before where I was like, should there be a statue there? So this seems to be from the other angle or another angle. And there also appears to be a little workbench or something that's on the left-hand side. It cuts off, it fades out before we get to see that full area. But this was really cute, really cool. And honestly, this thing might be a pop-up vendor shop or something. I'm not sure, but it definitely is on one side where we saw Hogwarts in the background. It's that same area. So the sounds in this ASMR, minus the leaping toadstools, which was a little bit loud, were very much birds. It was kind of that light breeze. It was less crunching than I thought. I was expecting to hear the crunching of leaves, but perhaps we needed to go more into the forest to hear that. Lots of leaves falling, lots of colors. Really cool to see another season in Hogwarts Legacy. Let me know in the comments down below, what was your favorite thing that you noticed, especially if it's something that you noticed that I left out and didn't notice in this breakdown. And let's just wait and see. I mean, I'm expecting now, we're all expecting our winter ASMR to come out probably before the game does. And I'm excited to see the snowy look of Hogwarts Legacy. Thanks so much for watching, and until next time, Juan's ready.